Is there a purpose to life? Is there a meaning to life? Is there a reason why we're here on this planet? These are overriding questions that our modern society really has no answers for. We're seemingly trapped in a spiritual void in search of endless things, comatose shoppers in a series of shopping malls. We're so caught up with things and with our artificial lifestyle that some writers, one writer for example, has said that we're just bobbleheads in Bubbleland, riding in air-conditioned SUVs to air-conditioned malls. We don't sense the real world. But are we just bobbleheads in Bubbleland? Is there some other stronger value that we should be searching for? Well, Martin Luther King, speaking in a church in April 1967, had this to say, and let me read this to you. We as a nation must undergo a radical revolution of values. We must rapidly begin the shift from a thing-oriented society to a person-oriented society, when machines and computers, profit motive and property rights are considered more important than people. The giant triplets of racism, materialism, militarism are incapable of being conquered. Again, that was in April 1967. We didn't listen then, and we haven't listened now. For example, a recent survey in 2009 by the Francis Trust found that 1 in 10 young people ages 16 to 25 couldn't find any meaning or purpose in the universe. They felt depressed, suicidal. They had hit rock bottom. They sought meaning in family structures and schools, but because of the problems with the modern family and the school system, they can't find it there. Another survey in 2009 found that kids in grades 7th through 12th grade felt that they would die before the age of 35. Life is short, pointless, and meaningless, and this leads to adverse behavior, the study found, such as drugs and being arrested by the police and all kinds of crazy behavior. In other words, they can see no meaning in life. Where people used to find some meaning in religion, that's been basically eradicated from society. Where people used to find some meaning in their families, the family structure is in terrible shape today, with 50% of families breaking up through divorce and all kinds of strange things happening in what we used to call the traditional family. The schools, which used to teach some values, have now become so secularistic, even atheistic, that nothing spiritual is taught in the schools. Yale professor Anthony Kroneman has basically laid the blame for all this at the foot of universities and colleges. He's a Yale University professor who says in an article that he has written that when it comes to meaning and purpose in life, that's no longer taught in schools. He said you can find virtually any kind of subject from the weird to the bizarre taught in modern colleges, but you can't find anything about meaning and purpose. Professor Kroneman goes on to argue that it can be taught in schools if you want to avoid religion. He thinks you can teach it without even reaching religion, meaning and purpose, going back to the great philosophers like Socrates. But I guess the question is, can you really teach it without not touching on religion at all? I would think probably the answer is in the negative, but you're not going to get that anyway. As Christopher Lasch writes in his book, The Revolt of the Elites, the people who run the educational institutions, the elites, the presidents, the boards, the professors, have decided that religion's irrelevant at all. I guess the question is there any good news in all this? Professor Kroneman has said that the rise of the religious right, which he disagrees with and is concerned about, at least points in a direction where young people are searching for answers again, spiritual answers and meaning in life. And I think that might be reflected in some of the studies that we've seen. When we're asking the question, they're responding about meaning in life, they're thinking about it. In fact, many young people I talk to today that come through the work of the Rutherford Institute, they're asking some big questions now. Why haven't I been taught this? What are the spiritual values? Is there a God? Why am I on this planet? Those are questions that people are asking in legal classes now. So I guess are our universities and schools going to return to a time when we can teach about the meaning in life and what it means to be a person on this planet, what our responsibilities are to our fellow human being? I just hope someone's listening. I've written a commentary on this that you can go and read on our website at rutherford.org, which gives more detailed account of the studies and what we see happening. But this is a very vital subject, again, for the future of our country.